Yes, folks, it's Tales from the Jails with John G. Sutton. I want to talk a little bit about the problems that are faced with prison staff dealing with recalcitrant inmates and trouble in prisons. I mean, basically, when I was in the prisons, they had what's known as the minimum use of force tactical intervention. Some cynics call it the maximum use of force. Yeah, well, I mean, that's what you're going to get. If you're on the receiving end, it will seem like that. I mean, but put yourself into the shoes of the people who have got to do it. You get tooled up, you got a big club, you've got a hat with a visor on the front, you've got a shield, you've got gloves, and you're faced with inmates, some of whom may have decided to smear themselves with excrement, and so that when you go in to sort them out, you actually get covered in shit. Others, like Charlie Bronson's favourite trick, was to cover himself in butter or margarine, so that when you tried to grab him, he slipped out of your grasp. Terribly difficult. I mean, there are bits that you can grab hold of, like his hair or his bollocks, but you're going to injure them if you start doing that. And you really don't want to do that. Very seriously, I mean, the staff do not set out to injure inmates. If they have to, then in my experience, they do that. I mean, how are they gonna kit out a MUFTI squad today if they've got 18-year-old girls 110 pounds wet through? How are they going to do that? The inmates who are deciding, unless the inmates have changed, they haven't though, have they? The inmates will just pick them up and throw them away. I mean, when I was in the prisons as staff on the MUFTI squad, have a look at some of the pictures from the Strange Ways documentary from 1979, 1980. The MUFTI squad must have weighed about 18 stone apiece. Take about 10 prisoners to shift one. Because in them days they were recruiting people who could fight. I'm not sure if they're still doing it these days. But maybe it's a more enlightened system. I'm not sure. I doubt it. From what I've seen, it's drugs and people playing Xbox games and on the televisions in the cells. I suppose it's one way of keeping the peace. I mean, anything's got to be better than battling up and down the landings. But that is certainly what they used to do. Also, we had strangers, we had terrorists in there, and they had to go to Crown Court, Manchester Crown Court, I believe, and we were guarding them, and I spoke to the tactical aid group. Now, my brother was the inspector in charge of the tactical aid group, and some of the marksmen on the tactical aid group, they had sharp, people who were there, snipers, They said, we've got orders in the event that the terrorists take prison officers hostage, we've got orders that they must not, under any circumstances, at any cost, escape. He said, so our orders include direct instructions to shoot straight through the prison officers and kill the terrorists behind them. So they said, in the event that this kicks off, make sure you don't stand up, get on the floor, because they're going to open fire. Imagine that. That's how much the government thinks about the staff. Nothing. We were expendable. The expendables, Not the untouchables, not the invincibles. We were the expendables, yeah. I believe these days they issue long metal truncheons and pepper spray and maybe some tasers, and I'm not exactly sure about that. But certainly nothing like that in my day. They just had truncheons. I was in a racket at the Scrubs where it kicked off, and this great big black inmate was battering inmates, not staff. But we went up to intervene, and one of my colleagues pulled his truncheon out and bashed this big black guy at the side of the head with a truncheon, and it snapped off. So he was left holding the little bitty bit in his hand like that, no truncheon. Woo! Hey, and the guy that copped it at the side of the head, he didn't even notice, didn't even blink. The only way to actually take them down is to cut off the air supply. The problem with that is that if you don't let go in time, they're dead, I didn't exactly get involved in any of that, but it did happen, did it not? Happened at Birmingham, I believe. Number of inmates killed by staff. But that's what they taught you at the training school, to cut off their air supply. They expected you to do that. I was a bit reluctant to do that because that's how you stay alive. You cut that off. Anyway, I had a go at it, at the scrubs, but dangerous. Anyway, what I've got to do now is I've got to sing you a song, haven't I? Because it's that time of day. What did we have before? We had poetry, didn't we? We had Not Waving But Drowning. That's a song dinger. Are you panicking already? Yeah, Larry's grabbed the goat and leg for the door. Anyway, folks, here we go. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you've enjoyed these little podcasts. Yeah, and have a look at my book. It's doing quite well, actually. Did I tell you Sean Atwood sent me a message saying that my next book is with the editors, so they're editing it ready for publication. So all it is editing, it's pagination, and setting out the typesetting for the book. They don't do much changes to it. There may be a few typos when I've written, but not a great deal. Seeing as I was the feature editor of a newspaper for 27 years, I got a rough idea how to do it. Anyway, here we go. I'm going to sing you a song now. This is a Willie Nelson song. I like Willie Nelson. He's extremely talented. Wrote a lot of brilliant songs. He started off really as a songwriter, It was only when he couldn't get people to record his songs that he recorded them himself. This is one of his songs. It's called The Party's Over. Turn out the lights, the party's over. They say that all good things must end. Call it a night, the party's over. And tomorrow it's the same old thing again. What a crazy, crazy party. Never seen so many people laughing, dancing. Look at you, you're having fun. But look at me, I'm almost crying. But that don't keep our love from dying. Misery, 'cause for me the party's over. Turn out the lights, the party's over. They say that all good things must end. Call it a night, yeah, the party's over. And tomorrow starts the same old thing again. Once I had a love undying. I didn't keep it, I wasn't trying. Life for me was just one party, then another. I broke her heart so many times, had to have my party wife. And then one night she said, "Sweetheart, the party's over. Turn out the lights, the party's over. They say that all good things must end. Call it a night, yeah, the party's over. And tomorrow, well, it's the same old thing again. There you go. The party's over. It probably has been over for some time because you've all buggered off, having heard the song dinger. Anyway, don't forget to like and subscribe. Tales from the jails.